Welcome to Kumba Software DPAA tutorials. This tutorial is about browsing and finding certificates within DPAA. So be sure to set your video playback to high definition, and though some visual details of DPAA may have changed since this video was created, the functionality will be the same. So I have DPAA up and running. We have a couple of our DataPower appliances selected. We have a couple of domains already selected. And we're on the Find Objects tab, which is when you start up DPAA, this is a tab you're on. You can locate certificate objects by simply looking for the crypto certificate type within the object type list. And then you can search your objects by selecting on the search button, and you can find your certificate objects there. But notice this is searching for certificate objects. If you go look at the Finding Objects video, you'll see other features that you have available on this screen, and go look at the advanced object finding video for other ways that you can find certificate objects. But a more advanced way sometimes to find certificates would be under the Find Certificates option up here at the top of the screen. So if I select the Certificates tab, I have another screen where I can go about listing certificates and finding what I want to be able to find. I'm going to go ahead and select Search. And what happens is DPAA is going to actually go pull the certificate objects off of the box. It's going to list everything about them that you may want to be able to find, like the certificate object name, the file name that belongs to it, the number of days until expiration, the not before, not after dates, and subject alternative names, and many other things. Like most other screens, you can move those columns around. You can resize the columns. And you can also sort by selecting on the column name at the top of the list. We can search for something in the search fields here. So I can find something that I want to. So if I were to just simply type the words DPAA and search, what it's going to do is it's going to find all the certificates, very similar to the Object Search tab, that contain the name DPAA. So you can see the certificate object name, the file name, etc. If we want to find certificates or find whatever in this screen by case sensitivity, there's a case sensitivity button to the right of the search screen. If we turn that on and I search again, it may come as a surprise to you that nothing is listed now. And that's because we have no certificates in these domains of these appliances that have a case sensitive name match to DPAA. I'm going to type the word interest into the field, and I'm going to turn off case sensitivity, not that that would matter in this case, and I'm going to search again. So what we're looking at here is a list of certificates that are issued by Entrust, and notice they're in the pub cert directory. We'll show you in a minute that this is not automatic, but what this search actually searches more than just certificate object name. And if you look at the help located next to the search pattern near the top of the screen, if you hover your mouse over this, it'll pop up and show you information about what it searches. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, because if you don't have time to read the whole screen, and this is a lot to read, then it may go away before you have a chance to read it. But what we can do is we can understand that this search algorithm looks within the object name, within the name of the file, within the subject DN, the SAN, and the issuer. So in other words, when I search for Entrust, I might find only things that have a file name Entrust, or have a subject alternative name or Entrust, or I can find all certs that may be issued by Entrust. That is, none of the other fields contain the word Entrust, but it's issued by Entrust, and therefore I can find those that are issued by Entrust by searching for that name. In this case, we happen to have a lot of matches because of the nature of the way the demo is set up. Again, looking at the help real quick, we can see, like all other searches in DPAA, this can be a regular expression. So in other words, I can take a regular expression and I can paste it here. And now I'm searching object name, file name, issuer, all those fields by this regular expression. So there's almost nothing you can't find in the box or in your appliances when you're looking for certificates. Now, one thing to keep in mind on this particular screen is if you're just searching for object names and you're not interested in all these other fields, it's probably best to use the Find Object screen because this is a pretty hard hit on the box. It's got to pull the certificates off the box. Every certificate in the domains of the appliances you have selected to be able to search for these certificates and pull them out and find what it may be looking for so it can match against such things like SAN and issuer. So just be aware of that when you are searching for those things. Now, when we want to search even more advanced things, I'm going to go ahead and clear this field. There's a filter button far right to the right of the search pattern. If I click on that filter button, then I have another number of other search field options. For example, ignore expiration dates or ignore expired certificates or what have you. So I'm going to turn this off for example, and I'm going to look only for those that are expiring within a certain period of time. So now I've cleared the name field and I'm only searching for those that may be expiring within a certain period of time. And we can see here we have a certificate that's going to expire within the next 17 days. Now, the number of days until expiration is defined by the field underneath ignore expiration date. So if I turn this off, this field becomes available to me and I can see certificates expiring within a designated number of days. I can also ignore or not ignore expired certificates. So if we want to see expired certificates or certificates with errors, then we can also search that. I'm going to go ahead and click this after I've turned that option off. So now we're looking for, we're saying ignore expired certificates. So what we're seeing now is all certificates that are either expiring within 30 days or are expired. And so we can see how many days these expired, how many days ago these certificates expired. If I pull up the screen again, we can see some other options here. For example, we can ignore certificates with errors. It's very common to have a lot of errors in certificates on development boxes, so you may want to turn that on to say, I don't need to see that junk. We can also indicate that we want to include certificates contained within the pub cert and include certificates contained within the shared cert. Now, had I done this before and turned off the shared cert, I wouldn't have received these certificates in here because it's not going to search those certificates also. You also have the option of showing only self-signed certificates. So that's all we have for now. If you have any other questions or want to watch the rest of the tutorial videos that are available not only for certificates but the rest of the tool, go out to www.kumbasoft.com, go to the features and tutorials section and watch all the videos you want. There are only about 100 of them. It's a very large tool and there are quite a number of tutorials that you may need to watch to get a full understanding of the full capabilities of what's available in the DataPower Administrator's Assistant. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.